As you're all aware, we are here tonight to help celebrate the kickoff of the Iranian Studies Initiative at the University of Southern California. This initiative is a logical outcome of Farhang Foundation's mission to celebrate and promote Iranian art, culture, and heritage for the benefit of the community at large, just like we heard it in the video. Farhang Foundation has often partnered with and sponsored programs at a variety of cultural and academic institutions in Southern California, such as LACMA and UCLA, in support of our mission. So helping to launch an academic program of this nature at one of the world's most leading private research institute was just the logical choice, and it made sense. Furthermore, as the Iranian community in Southern California grows, educational opportunities in the areas of Persian language and Iranian studies will help preserve our language, culture, and history for younger generations of Iranian Americans, while creating the opportunity for non-Iranians to gain a deeper understanding of Iran and its culture. The first phase of the Iranian Studies program was made possible after many months of hard work and ultimately through the generous contribution of an enthusiastic group of individuals and supporters, some of them who are here with us this evening. And we're very thankful and grateful to all of them. But this is just the beginning. In order to launch the second phase of this initiative to bring a full Iranian Studies Minor program to USC, and ultimately the third phase, which would be an Iranian Studies Major, we need to continue our fundraising efforts and are looking forward to the support of the community. All of this could not have been possible if we did not have the continued and generous support of the faculty and administrators of the USC College of Letters, Arts, and Sciences.
Merci, Bito John. And good evening, everyone. Way back in 1975, when I was a graduate student in linguistics here at USC, I was invited by a professor of mine, Edward Finnegan, to come to Iran to teach in a program that was a USC initiative. It was a project to help upgrade the English skills of employees of National Iranian Radio and Television. Within 2 weeks of the invitation, knowing absolutely nothing about the country, I found myself in Tehran. A month later, my partner John came over with our 2 dogs, and for almost a year, we shared an adventure that we will never forget. When I think back about that long ago time, I find that many of my memories are more vivid and immediate than things that happened to me last week. Of course, it probably has something to do with the fact that I'm getting a little older. But for example, I remember the first floor apartment in northern Tehran where we lived, with that wonderful walled rose garden where our dogs love to play. I can still recite our address from memory. Khiyabuni Zamorod, Kuche Niai, Pelak 5. I can picture myself standing on the side of the road, as you know, shouting to passing taxis as they went by, shouting the name of our neighborhood, Hosseini Arshad. And of course, I remember the incredibly rich food and music and art and architecture that is Iran. But mostly I remember the people, my students, my fellow teachers, neighbors, friends, even shopkeepers who were so warm with their hospitality and who made us feel so welcome. It's now been 35 years since that time, and yet unquestionably, I can still say that Iran has permanently changed my life. For example, I still cook Iranian food. You should try my khoresh debanjan, and my festanjan, and my mashto khiyar, my kukri sabzi. It's really good. I have Iranian classical music on my iPod. And every so often, I pick up my copy of the Robayat of Khayyam or the Divan of Hafez, and with considerable difficulty and the help of an unabridged dictionary, I try to learn a little bit more of this wonderful poetry. In short, I was lucky enough to discover an incredibly rich and unique culture that has unquestionably enriched my own life. It's a pity that this culture seems to be so little known by most Americans, who lump everything in the Islamic world together, and if they think of Iran at all, think of it only as a political adversary. That's why I find the prospect of an Iranian Studies program at USC so exciting. Not just as a way to increase international understanding, which is so important in a globalized world, but to give young people a chance to come into contact with a language and a culture that can enrich their lives just as it has enriched mine. So let me say tabrik migam, congratulations to the Farhang Foundation, to USC, and I wish you all the success in the world with the Iranian Studies program. Thank you.
Well, we had a very successful evening tonight. We had probably over 220 people. It was the launch of the Iranian Studies Initiative in conjunction with Farhang Foundation, and it turned out to be a very successful evening. We had a lot of good speakers, some professors, and at the end, Mr. Razi thanked all of the contributors, and we hope that many other people will join this interesting and very challenging and very worthwhile cause and contribute to this beautiful project. And I am certain that at the end of the day, this project will be a very successful project, and it will benefit this generation and the next generation of Iranians and non-Iranians that will come at USC to study the Farsi language and hopefully getting a minor in the Iranian studies. We thank everyone that participated for tonight, and we hope to see everyone in the very near future. Thank you very much.
I graduated in 2004 in political science and in public relations from the Annenberg School. And when I was an undergrad at USC, like most college students, I was at an age where I was full of questions. But what I had always been most curious about was Iran, a country I last saw as a little girl. Luckily, as a political science student here, I had access to some of the best professors around, and many of whom filled in a lot of the blanks for me. But in retrospect, what I guess I had been looking for was a program in which I could fully immerse myself in the study of Iran. So the fact that a program of this nature is on its way to being initiated at USC thrills me to no end. Thank you. Thank you so much, Farhang and the contributors.
I just want to say how thrilled we are at USC to be able to participate with the Farhang Foundation in the development of this program in Iranian Studies and this Iranian Studies Initiative at the university. It's really an important thing, a great contribution to our university, and will make us a much better and enriched place than it was before this happened. So we're just very grateful, and we thank you all.
USC has been in the midst of its own fast-moving initiatives to develop and study the study of the Middle East and its languages. We've created not only a Middle East Studies major, bridging the entire region, broadly defined, but also this year a new Middle East Studies program combining the resources of 9 academic departments and disciplines ranging from international relations to linguistics to ancient history. All these resources provide an institutional basis for Iranian studies at USC that the Farhang Foundation is facilitating. Now, this partnership, therefore, has come at the perfect time, and it also answers the urgent present need for better information and understanding about Iran among Americans, today, and it helps to build ties of communication when ties are at risk. And so we have much more to be grateful for in that respect. What I want to say in particular is that I've seen the deep interest in Iranian studies among the students here at USC. So just for example, when I teach my lecture course on the politics and the cultures and the religions of ancient Iran, I get 100 students. Next year, we're raising the cap to 150 students because of the demand. And when I taught, just to give another example, the ancient Persian language of the time of the emperors Darius and Xerxes a few years ago, we had more students enroll there than we normally have in languages that have been offered at USC for a very long time, such as ancient Greek. By the end of this class in the ancient Persian language, the students could easily read the cuneiform inscriptions at Persepolis directly in photographs. If they were to visit them in person, they could easily read them there as well. So we're accordingly very, very excited to be offering courses now in modern Persian for the first time at USC this fall, thanks to the generosity of the Farhang Foundation. And already quite a few students have been asking about these courses, and we hope that this is just one step in one big step in a series of steps to come, aiming at a full range of Iranian studies courses here at USC.
من بعد از اینکه 40 سال در این شهر زندگی کردم همیشه آرزوم بود که USC هم برنامه‌ای برای زبان فارسی و فرهنگ فارسی ایران داشته باشه و خوشبختانه امشب ما شاهد شروع این برنامه هستیم. من پسرم اینجا میرفت، چقدر دلم می‌خواست در اون زمان زبان فارسی تدریس می‌شد اینجا و اون میتونست فارسی رو یاد بگیره در این دانشگاه. حقیقتا سابقه USC با ایران یه سابقه طولانی هست از وقت رادیو تلویزیون ایران و برنامه‌های نفت و بقیه برنامه‌ها و خوشبختیم که هنوز این برنامه‌ها ادامه پیدا کرده و امشب مخصوصاً فرهنگ و زبان فارسی و ایرانی در این مدرسه شروع به تدریس شد.